It's time for us to build our incredible budget $500 gaming PC. We've done the research and testing and have definitely found the best part. Also, at the end of this video, I'll be live benchmarking this incredible system, so don't click away too early, as that's coming right up. Of course, we do need to address the state of the market right now. This build without the GPU will cost around $500 and would have a year ago. Adding the GPU is going to boost it to around $900. That is just the sad truth of the GPU shortage. However, the CPU we're going to be using is actually an APU and has incredible performance, so you can opt to build this PC without a GPU and still have a great time. But it's something worth considering. Okay guys, is everybody ready? Let's get into it. So of course, we're going to start with our motherboard first, which is the MSI B450 Gaming Plus Max. Now, this is a pretty much perfect, yes, it might not be a premium motherboard, but it still offers a bunch of features and is ready for upgrades when the time comes. Furthermore, you don't yet have the budget to get the components to justify something more expensive at this price range anyway. Motherboards can affect overall performance, but in our case it will not, so it fits into this build nicely. I'm going to pair the motherboard with a Ryzen 5 3400G. The 3400G is a 4-core, 4-thread CPU with clock speeds of 3.7 GHz base and 4.2 GHz when under AMD's Precision Boost. The 3400G provides enough power to play low-intensive games such as CSGO, Fortnite, Dota 2 and Rocket League at 1080p while maintaining smooth playable FPS. For this build, we'll be opting to use the stock cooler that comes with the 3400G, which is the Wraith Stealth. We don't need fancy cooling solutions such as an AIO for this particular build, so this is where we can save some money on the total cost. Pairing nicely on the board, we have the Vengeance LPX 16GB kit. This kit comes with two 8GB sticks of 3000 MHz DDR4 RAM. The RAM speeds aren't the highest, but of course we're sticking to a budget, and the Vengeance LPX provide credible performance, as you'll see later in our benchmark tests. So for our case, we're going to be using the Fractal Design Meshify C. Fractal Design are no stranger when it comes to designing some of the best cases the market has to offer. The Meshify C offers up that airflow-friendly front mesh panel. Inside, more consideration towards airflow can be found, including 620mm fan mounting options, a PSU shroud to promote positive airflow, and a ton of cable management options to ensure your airflow isn't obscured. The PSU we will be using is the EVGA 500W. We managed to squeeze a 500W non-modular PSU into the budget. Cable management should be more than achievable thanks to the case used in this build. This PSU is the perfect wattage and will generously support the GPU we have chosen to use. For storage, we have opted for the Samsung 860 EVO. We decided to go for an SSD over the more traditional HDD in this build because it adds so much to the performance and overall usability of the system. Whilst it's only 250GB, it will still allow you to hold some of your favorite games whilst giving you the option to upgrade later. And of course, finally we have the GPU. For this build, we have chosen to use Radeon RX 570. This might not be the best card on the market, but it's still considered one of the top entry-level GPUs in the price range. This GPU can easily provide 1080p 60 frames per second in most modern games on max settings following our benchmark stress test, and will easily max out older games as well. Before we get into the live PC benchmarks, it wouldn't be a VPC video without a short montage. Okay, so now we're gonna benchmark some games. We are gonna have some competitive titles and single-player titles. So we're gonna see what this PC can do. So now I just turn on CSGO. It is obviously a less demanding game, so we do kind of expect high frames per second, and we are getting on average 160, 165, which is quite awesome. So this is a competitive game, so we do want to get as much as frames per second as possible, and I'm kind of happy to see that this $500 build can do it. Okay, so now we turn on Horizon Zero Dawn. and we have everything on ultra settings. You should turn them down if you want to get at least 60 frames per second, because now we're getting it 35, 40 on average. So if you do turn the quality down, you should be able to get 60 frames per second, and then it should be alright. This is what we kind of expected, so not surprised there. So guys, thanks for watching our $500 build. I hope you enjoyed it. In the description box below you will find all the available parts, an article on the VPC website to this build, and of course our Discord server, so please come and join us. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.